What's up guys, here it is. It's the Backfire Zealot V. This is a brand new board from Backfire. My name is Brandon. This is the Holla Holla Hikers YouTube channel. I love doing these type of videos. This is my favorite video to make. I wish we had skateboards like this when we were younger.
Can you imagine if we had these when we were 12?
Even better, we got them when we're 40.
This one is 33.5 inches. So it's a more compact mini version of the Zealot X. We'll take a look at the specs, we'll talk about the motors, the battery, and we'll compare it to the Zealot X, and I will test it and I'll give you a review of what I think about it. So let's go ahead, charge it up, and get out there and hit the streets. The Zealot V is supposed to be a cost-efficient version of the Zealot X. It is advertised as the most affordable e-skate with a 360-degree ambient light in the market. I'm not entirely sure what the deck is made out of, but they say it has a snowboard technology. It's 855 millimeters by 230 millimeters. The trucks are a 7-inch reverse kingpin truck. The wheels come with 96 millimeter wheels. For the battery, it's a 42 volt, 6 amp hour, 216 watt NS2P Samsung battery pack. The ESC is a Backfire 10S FOC. It has two 750 watt belt drive motors. It comes with a 2.4 gigahertz remote. The board itself weighs 16.8 pounds with a max load of 240 pounds as it can climb a 30% hill. It's water resistant at IP65 and it has a charging time of 2.5 hours. And the following statistics are dependent on the rider weight and the terrain that they're riding on, but they advertise a top speed of 26 miles per hour with a range of 12.5 to 15 miles. And of course, I will do my own testing as a 195 pound rider and let you know what my stats are. What do you think about the new skateboard?
Cool.
It's cool? All right, guys, that was a ton of fun. That ride was awesome. People always look at you when you're on an electric skateboard, especially when you're going uphill, but you really turn heads when you're on an electric skateboard going uphill and it has a 360-degree light on it. Let's go ahead and actually talk about the specs. So on the remote, there are 3 modes. There's a E, an S, and T with kind of like a hazard sign on it. I think E is for economy, S is for sport, and then that last one is turbo or the boost mode. So for the majority of the ride though, I rode it in S, the middle mode. And I did not do this test on a flat road. It was uphill, downhill. As you can see, there was some elevation gain and some elevation loss. Kind of like if I was riding to work or going to the gym, what a normal ride for me would be. With that being said, I was able to get a total distance of 10.4 miles and a top speed of 24.6 miles. And man, this thing felt torquey. It is a belt drive board, so it really accelerates well, especially at the stoplights. If you're with traffic, if you're trying to cross the street, if you're trying to get where you need to go quickly, it's gonna get you there. It did well on all of the terrain that I rode it on. There was a bunch of cracks, there was some potholes, and this thing handled all of the terrain that I was riding on quite well. I even went over some railroad tracks very slowly, and it was able to handle it with these wheels. Because it is a shorter board, there are some good things and some bad things about that. I love how light it is. If you are carrying this thing around campus or your work site, wherever you work at, it's easy to carry. It's lightweight. Being a smaller version of the Zealot X, I like the size of it because of that. I did feel all the bumps, almost like I was riding on a regular skateboard. My feet were starting to get a little tired after the 10-mile mark or so. That happens on most boards, but especially on a shorter board that doesn't have as much cushion in it as a traditional longboard length would. So let's talk about the remote. The remote is pretty standard. On and off button, you hold it down to power it on. The mode buttons, a turbo. There is a forward and a reverse. The display, no issues there. So pretty standard e-skate remote. Unfortunately, I do not know what the price is on this thing as it's not for sale yet. It should be coming out in a few weeks. That being said, I would say probably somewhere around the $800 range, as the Zealot X, this one's big brother with the bigger battery and the longer board, is just over $1,000. So I can see this being a few hundred less, maybe 800-ish. And I think that's a pretty good buy. This thing has good torque on it. If you put it in the economy mode, you could probably push out another 5, 6, 7 miles out of it, probably 16, 17 mile range if you're using it as a commuter. And then it's a Backfire board. Backfire boards are highly known in the e-skate community. They have a great reputation, a ton of good reviews on them. So this board is new to the market, but the company is not. They are having a Black Friday sale with some discounts, and I will link in the description below to those sales. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this board. Are you more of a Zealot X or a Zealot V person? Which board are you going for, the longer or the shorter one? Would you consider this board as a purchase? Let me know what you think. And that's about it. I think that's all for today's video. I had a ton of fun making it and reviewing it and riding this board. Hopefully it's useful to someone out there. And go ahead, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, hit subscribe. I make videos like this all the time, just rad videos, gear reviews, outdoor content, stuff like this. If this is up your alley, go ahead, subscribe, and it helps me out as a YouTuber. I appreciate it. I'll remind you to get outside, stay hydrated, and keep on moving.